Guys, this is your girl Wakeji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. Oh my goodness. Today we are going to be reading from the book of Psalms chapter 19. I'm going to be reading from a different version. I'm going to be reading from the easy to read version. By the way, this is my favorite version. Easy to read version, ERV. It's really just easy to read. It's just as it says, easy to read. All right, so I'm going to be reading it word for word. I hope that you have spent some time to read the chapter for yourself, to engage with it, and to hear what it is that the Lord wants to speak to you. Because you see, the thing is, for me, I share lessons that God has spoken to me. And maybe my lesson is very different from what your lesson is. It is great that you listen and you hear the lesson as well, but the Lord could be having a specific lesson for you. And you will only hear it if you read the word for yourself. All right, this is what it says. To the director, a song of David. Or rather, to the choir master, a psalm of David. The heavens tell about the glory of God. The skies announce what his hands have made. Each new day tells more of the story, and each night reveals more and more about God's power. You cannot hear them say anything. They don't make any sound that we can hear, but their message goes throughout the world, and their teachings reaches the end of the earth. The sun's tent is set up in the heavens. It comes out like a happy bridegroom from his bedroom. It begins its path across the sky, like an athlete eager to run a race. It starts at one end of the sky and runs all the way to the other end. Nothing can hide from its heat. This is amazing. The Lord's teachings are perfect. They give strength to his people. The Lord's rules can be trusted. They help even the foolish become wise. The Lord's law are right. They make people happy. The Lord's commands are good. They show people their right way to live. Learning respect for the Lord is good. It will last forever. The Lord's judgments are right. They are completely fair. His teachings are worth more than pure gold. They are sweeter than the best honey dripping from the honeycomb. His teachings warn his servants, and good things come to those who obey them. People cannot see their own mistakes, so don't let them commit secret sins. Don't let me do what is wrong. Don't let sin control me. If you help me, I can be pure and free from sin. May my words and thoughts please you. Lord, you are my rock, the one who rescues me. All right. So in this psalm, David is in awe at creation and God's law. He celebrates the glory of God that is revealed in creation and the perfection of his law. He also expresses a desire for a deepened understanding and obedience to God's teaching. But the verse that immediately caught my attention is verse 1 to 4, the one that says that the heavens tell about the glory of God. The skies announce what his hands have made. Each new day tells more of the story, and each night reveals more and more about God's power. You cannot hear them say a word. Underline that. They don't make any sound that we can hear. Yet their message goes through the world, and their teachings reaches the end of the earth. So this verse speaks about how the heavens and the skies reveal more of God's power. And their messages go through the whole world without them making a single word, saying a single word or making a single sound. And this brings me to the reflection of the day. Does my life reveal God's power? Does your life reveal God's power? Is the way I live proclaiming God? Is the way you live proclaiming God? Are my dealings those that make God known? Is my life a billboard advertising God? If I moved to a new country, let's say, and I couldn't speak a word, or maybe I couldn't speak the language, would my actions make God known? Alama ya duku duku. Those are really nice reflective questions. Just ask yourself, Is your life, is also, because I'm also doing the same, I'm asking myself, is my life a billboard? Is it advertising God? Does it speak of God's power? Does it speak of God's faithfulness? Does it speak of God's grace? Does it speak of the favor of God? Does it speak of how forgiving God is? Does it speak of how God can rescue? Does my life make God known? And if it's making God known, I hope that it is making God known in a positive way. I also like the end of that chapter, which is verse 14. And in other versions, it says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. In the version that I have read, it says, may my words and thoughts please you. Lord, you are my rock, you're the one who rescues me. Another version says, let the words of my mouth, which is like the most common way to say this verse, the most common version, let the words of my mouth and meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. And somehow, this feels like the formula for living a life that makes God known. Being watchful of our words and our thoughts, being watchful of the things that we are thinking, and being watchful of our words. It feels like that is the way, that is almost like a formula to be able to live a life that proclaims God. It feels like a formula to be able to live a life that makes God known, being watchful of our thoughts and of our words. My prayer for us today is that we would make God known with just the way we live our lives, with the way we speak to other people, with the way we treat people, with the way we deal with people, with our dealings, our whatever it is that we are doing at work, at home, at school. May our life proclaim the Lord. May our life be like a billboard advertising the Lord, and may our life make God known. Thank you so much for listening, and see you tomorrow.